Hey guys, welcome back to another What's for Dinner video. It has been a while since I've had one of these, but I'm excited to bring to you some more dinner ideas and recipes. Tonight we're making chicken spaghetti for dinner. I had no idea what I was doing for dinner. If you hear any noises, it's my oven preheating. But I had no idea what I was doing for dinner. I've not done great with a meal plan, but I pulled some chicken tenders out of the freezer this morning and I was like, I'll do something with chicken. But I found this recipe for chicken spaghetti and I'm excited because that's what we're having for dinner. So let's get started. All right, so I'm using chicken tenders because that's what I had. And I'm just going to, I heated my skillet up. It's still, I guess, heating up because they're not sizzling yet, but I am going to, I have it heated up with some olive oil and I'm just patting these dry and placing them in. I should have put on one of my disposable gloves. I really hate handling raw meat. I know I'm not alone. This might be more chicken than I needed. I don't really know, but it's what I've got, so it's what we're having. I'm going to season this with some salt. You would do pepper as well if you like pepper. I don't like black pepper, so if you're new to my channel, you're gonna see that I don't cook with black pepper. I do have black pepper in the house. My husband is welcome to add it to his recipes or to his dish, his plate, but we're just going to cook this for a few minutes on each side, get it all cooked through, and then we'll set it aside. So I'll be back in a second. All right, the chicken is done. I'm going to take this out, put it on a cutting board. We're going to let this cool, and then I will cut it up. Not like cool completely, but we don't need it quite yet anyway. I'm going to lower the heat just a little. I'm going to add in 4 tablespoons of butter. At least I'm gonna try to. There we go. I'm gonna use my whisk. Oh, I should be able to still like get the bits off the bottom and just move that around and get this butter melted. All right, it's not all melted, but a lot of it is. We're gonna add in 1 small onion that has been diced, and then we're gonna cook this for a few minutes until they're nice and tender. I'll probably do a little longer because I pretty much only like my onions if they've been like super duper cooked. But we're gonna just let this go for probably like 6 minutes, something like that. I also do have the oven preheating to 400 degrees. We'll put all of this in the oven. At the end, I'm also gonna make up some garlic bread, and I need to also make up some salads here at some point as well. All right, we're gonna add in some garlic, and we'll let that cook for about a minute. Smelling good in here. We're going to add in 4 tablespoons of flour and cook that for a minute or two until, you know, the flour kind of blends in there. You don't want the taste of the flour to remain. All right, now we're going to begin to add chicken broth in here, but just a little bit at a time. And just kind of, you want to keep this what's going to be our sauce. You want to keep it nice and thick. So just a little bit at a time. We're going to add in some milk. I'm also going to turn, I have a pot over here with water. I'm going to turn that on to get that to boil for our pasta, which means we're nearing towards, well, not the total end. The last end will be, I guess, when it's in the oven, but it won't go in the oven for very long. Look at that nice creamy sauce. So we want to let this simmer. So I just turned the heat up a little bit. We're going to let it simmer and reduce. The recipe says, which I will have linked down below for you, until the water for the pasta heats up. So I guess they're just estimating like the amount of time it takes for a pot of water to boil. But you want to bring this to a simmer and reduce. So I did just up the temperature a little bit to try to get that simmering. It doesn't look like it'll take too long because you can see the steam rising. So that's what we're doing. All right, so while we're getting our sauce to reduce down a little bit, we're gonna get our garlic bread ready. It's not going in the oven quite yet, but let's get ready for it. So I've got some bread, just like bread I picked up at Walmart. Cut it in half, cut a chunk of it off. I've got some butter here that is melted. Try to do this all in the camera shot here. I'm going to add in some garlic powder, just a little bit of salt. I don't have garlic salt. The butter is salted too, but I just feel like that'll be a nice touch. Kind of wish I had a little bit more butter. I might do a little bit more. This is a thick piece of bread. This is like working beautifully here. Oh my goodness. I want it to like seep down in there, you know, like deep into the bread. That might be enough. That's probably fine. Let's not be barbaric here. So I'm going to set this to the side, but this will go in the oven when we put the pasta in the oven as well. Back to the sauce, just so you can get a little look at it. I am going to keep whisking this, making sure we don't have any buildup at the bottom of the pan. I don't want to whisk it too much because I feel like that slows down the simmer process. I think I'm going to need to grab my handy silicone handle cover. Very helpful to have. I probably should get myself a second one. They have fabric ones too, but I like the silicone one because I can easily just like wash it when I wash dishes, like if any food or anything gets on it. Anyways, all right, we're gonna keep letting this simmer down now. Simmer down. All right, so our pasta water is almost up to boil. I've got 4 ounces of softened cream cheese that I'm gonna try to get in here without splashing it. There we go. And we're going to work that into this sauce as well and just get that melted in. And as soon as the water comes up to boil, we're going to put in some pasta. All right, so I have mixed in the cream cheese and then I turned it to low. It says you wanted to let it cool just a little bit. I'm going to add in about a cup of cheddar cheese and we're going to go ahead and mix this in. I don't know that that was quite a cup, but it's what I already had shredded. We're going to go ahead and get that all mixed in, which won't take long, and we only have a few minutes left on our pasta. All right, so now I'm going to add in a 10-ounce can of diced tomatoes with green chilies. I did drain out the juice, but I saved it because it said that if you need to thin out the sauce at all, you can add in some of that juice. I don't think I'm going to need to, but I saved it just in case. So as soon as our spaghetti is done, we'll move that over to this pot as well. So we'll be back in just a second. All right, so I drained the pasta and added this into the sauce. Now we're gonna add our chicken that I cut up. Give that a really good toss.
Is that a really good toss, dude? That's money, dude.
Now you're supposed to add a cup of mozzarella on top.
Holy
I don't
cow.
have mozzarella. Jesse thinks this is too much cheese.
I just can't believe there is cheese.
I'm adding, what do you mean you can't believe there's cheese?
Can't believe there's still cheese to go.
Oh, there is.
It looks very cheesy.
If you do not have an oven-safe dish, you would have moved that to a oven-safe. If your pan is not oven-safe, you would have moved that before doing what I just did. But we're going to pop this in the oven at 400 degrees for 15 minutes. And then if you want, you can stick it under the broiler for a couple minutes to brown it up. I will also throw the bread in here at some point, but... All right, so I put this under the broiler for a few minutes and I topped with a few parsley flakes, red pepper flakes, which was suggested in the recipe, and a little bit of Parmesan. All right, there it is, chicken spaghetti and some garlic bread, and then there's also some side salads on the table. We're going super simple for tonight's dinner. I actually thought I had pulled out chicken legs from the freezer. I didn't really look at the packaging, and it wasn't until just a minute ago when I pulled these out and put them on a pan that I realized they were chicken thighs, but that's okay. Same difference. We're going to just season these and bake them, and then I will add some barbecue sauce at the end and broil them. And it's super simple. So we're just doing salt, onion powder, garlic powder, and we're gonna do some paprika, a little bit of cayenne. Sorry, I'm trying to multitask, and well, you know, doesn't always work. Did I do that? I literally think I'm losing track of what I'm doing. You know, sometimes doing 2 things at once doesn't work well. These are a tad bit still frozen, not like all the way, but they're not fully thawed. So They might take a little bit longer. I'm going to do both sides, and I'm going to start by baking them skin side down. So that's why I started by seasoning them skin side up, because we're going to season the underside now and then put these in the oven. I'm going to do them at 425, and I'm thinking they're going to take about 45 minutes. Maybe they're going to take like an hour. All right, we're going to get these in the oven. I'm going to put them in for probably, I'm going to do 25 minutes, and then I'm going to flip them and probably do another 25 minutes. And then we're also going to get some potatoes going. We're going to just do a super simple, just roasted, whoops. We're going to do super simple baked chicken thighs and some roasted potatoes. All right, so I diced up the potatoes. We're going to do really simple. Once again, drizzle that with some avocado oil, some onion powder, garlic powder, salt, paprika, and a little bit of cayenne. Mix that all up, and I'm just going to throw these in the oven also at whatever I said it was at, 425, until they're done. All right, so I put some barbecue sauce on the chicken once it was up to proper temp, put it under the broiler with the barbecue sauce on for a few minutes, roasted potatoes, and a delicious side salad. Very simple dinner. How many times did I say simple during the making of this dinner? All right, so I never did film an outro, so I'm going to end the video here. I hope that you enjoyed today's video. The first one, the chicken spaghetti, was so good. My husband said it could be on the rotation. That recipe is linked down below. And the other one is more or less just like a meal idea, inspiration, no specific recipes. But I know for me, when I'm trying to come up with meal ideas, sometimes something super basic and simple that I see in someone else's video sparks an idea for me. So I hope that you enjoyed it. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. And if you're new, I would love it if you would consider subscribing to my channel. And I will see you in the next one. Bye, guys.